Also entertain a motion to open up the Orange County Funding Corporation, or OCFC, meeting for August 17th, 2021. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Dean?
Second.
Leslie? All those in favor to open the OCFC?
Aye.
All right. We have some quick minutes. It was a quick meeting last month. Any questions on the minutes?
No.
Entertain a motion in a second.
Make a motion.
Leslie? Paul? Roll call. Bill?
Torelli?
Yes.
Stanbury?
Yes.
Thierry?
Yes.
Odak? Yes. Kriskevich?
Yes.
5 ayes.
All right, financial reports. Jump into it, Bill.
Okay. So 2 items. One, I'm going to distribute this. This is it's going to test your eyesight. I apologize, but it is a summary, and I do want to keep.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. This is like 0.6.
Trying to fit it on one page. I brought my glasses.
Oh, my goodness, thank you.
We don't want to be naming names anyway, so I'm glad it's a
Mike.
little difficult.
You want?
No. I got my phone. I can zoom with, like, take a picture of it.
This is an overview of really where we stand. The first group, just I'll tell you what it is who was deferred 6 months and just started paying in June after the 6 months ended. One requested lower monthly payment. That's the second one, single group. And then some have paid in full, which you see that list as well.
Great.
Others are up to date. They're all on time. That longer list you see, except one only, the third one owes $15.31, and they'll be paid in full. And then we have 3 that are 30 days late, 5 that are 60 days or later, and then we have 4 who have not made a payment yet. So that's where we stand. We also have 2 requests we received last month for asking for changes to their terms. One looking, I guess the IDA or OCFC offered a deferment of 6 months back in March, and someone said that they responded saying they wanted to take advantage, but we never got any such paperwork. They've contacted us recently, submitted that paperwork, are looking for a deferral. The other one's just looking for lower payment. It's another item, and I apologize if this is the case, but it's another item that I'd like to meet live with the county attorney and be working on negotiating some possible resolution that I could bring to you next month. But I want to tell you the status of it, who's up to date, who's not, and let you know that we're going to be looking at 2 possible accommodations we make for borrowers.
What I would like to be able to do, though, is if you're going to come to us publicly asking for a resolution,
Yes.
I'd like you to be able to put an account number instead of a business name.
All right.
When this dealing with people's loans and stuff like that, I don't want the public to be discouraged if a person is publicly known to either be late or looking for alternate payment methods and stuff. I know that is not full transparency, but it's as full as I'm willing to go. And obviously, I hope you're all in the same boat that we would be all willing to help protect them as they're trying to come out of this pandemic. And we don't want to have anybody negatively affected by the inability to pay back a loan that we know is helping everybody. So,
Right.
So we could do it, maybe we could assign an account, whatever.
Absolutely. We'll develop a system for that, for maintain some anonymity there.
No, I'm looking at no payment received. No payment received. Have they given you reasons for the non-payment or common reasons why?
There have been a couple that I recognize have said that business is not good and they're not able to pay. That's really a couple that I know of anecdotally. There's 2 others that I don't know, but I'll verify what their reasons are.
Are they all still in business?
Yes, most of these are. Some are not doing well though, and they've been forthright about that.
Okay.
So again, why they're looking for a little relief.
As part of this loan resiliency program, we don't need to discuss today exactly when this thing should end and we stop everything, but it's something to think about of when this is going to officially stop and we have staff no longer allocating time or resources to this. We're not to that point yet, but this is a a date certain, fee certain, amount certain, you know, there's a lot of certainties here, except that the pandemic's not certain,
Right.
unfortunately. I don't think we're there yet, but it's something to think, maybe putting a dart on a calendar saying, hey, by such and such a date, we want this to have this thing completed, and we'll account for it accordingly. Because remember, if you remember in the beginning, you weren't here in March, but we had the financials from 2020, and we wrote off some of, I don't want to call it bad debt, but we wrote off some of this. It's something that we have to look at potentially for doing for 2021, if we so determine with our consulting financial people, if we want to do any more of that type of stuff. So, okay, I'm good. What is the, you want to go over anything else? What's the new stuff that you handed out?
So the only other one is what's on here, it's come up a couple times now, J. Robert Falchetti and Associates for this Village of Highland Falls restoration project. It asked me to look into that a little.
Thank you.
And we've provided some backup there. First of all, the cover, let's see what page that's on, actually. Page 7, it looks like it would be. More small type there. At the top, it talks about this grant program, and I'll explain exactly what it is. The total grant was $45,000. I think they requested $60,000 in their application that we have here, but they are awarded $45,000 by the IDA. To date, $38,000 has been expended, $38,119.73. So the balance to go at the bottom there, $6,880.27. To explain what it was, getting into and the applicant was the Village of Highland Falls, Mayor Joe D'Onofrio. If you look at the description of the project, I'll just read that so you understand what the request was for. The village received a $500,000 Restore New York grant to remove paint and restore exteriors of 8 brick buildings in the Main Street corridor, making for a highly attractive downtown for residents, visitors, current businesses, as well as prospective businesses. This grant requires engineering work that will have to be funded by our taxpayers. Taxpayers are stretched thin just to pay their taxes for the regular maintenance of operations of daily village functions. The $60,000 from Orange County funding will alleviate a tax burden on village residents. That's what the request was for. It is for beautification, restoration of buildings, brick buildings, again, 8 of them on Main Street. Again, they requested $60,000 or awarded $45,000. I have contacted Falchetti and Associates. They provided some of this information, and I've asked them for an update pictures and a revised timeline of when the project will be completed. But they are requesting another payment of $1,425.
Do we think this will be done by the end of the year? This, I don't want to call it a liability, but this program, you think it'll be?
That's what their last communication to us said, by the end of the year. But that's why I've asked for a revised timeline, a more accurate timeline, so we know definitively when they planned it.
Obviously, we have to take account of it in budgeting process if it's going to go into 2022.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So in this instance, we have, on page 3 of our packet, we have the two bills.
Yes.
The other one is the escrow account for GTI.
Yeah, and essentially that's what I was referring to earlier, from GTI Fiorella. We received their payment for $45,000 for that escrow for local labor auditing. We put that into the account, so that's what you're seeing basically the debit and credit on it.
I'll entertain a motion in a second for the $46,425. Take a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Corelli?
Yes.
No, Thierry.
Yes.
Puskevich. Yes. Oda.
Yes.
San Burry.
Yes.
Right, 5-5.
All right. You have some financials to go over?
Really, the financials, you're seeing our cash, well, I'll skip to page 5, cash balance is there. Our checking account for OCFC, $250,000, and we do have money in a money market, $1.3 million in change. That's all for OCFC. Otherwise, page 4, you're seeing July year-to-date versus budget, seeing where we are there. And then there is on page 6, really a resiliency loan status report. And of course, I provided further detail in what I handed out to you. Falchetti, the rest is Falchetti and their application and some details tied to that.
Great. Entertain a motion for the financials in a second.
I'll make a
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. Everyone? Roll call?
Corelli?
Yes.
Fieri?
Yes.
Odoc?
Yes.
Muskevich?
Yes.
And Murray?
Yes.
5 ayes.
Any other board business for the OCFC? Anything the staff would like to update us on? With that, entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.